I'm going into counseling in May. My mental health is not great and it's going downhill, so I'm going into counseling. I see a psychiatrist for a medication, kind of a legal thing, and she suggested counseling to me for a couple years. But I really unloaded on her about my dad because so much crap has happened. January 1st, he fell down, and because of his advanced Parkinson's, he is more physically limited than he was before, and it's because the fall just took so much out of him that his body is just struggling to recover. But he didn't break any bones or anything. It's just there was pain issues, but those are getting better. But the way he's treating me and my mom is just despicable. And I've called him out on it quite a couple times, and it was not nice. I swore at him. I said the F word at him, and I have never said that at my dad before. But that's how angry I was. And it's my anger issues that I need the counseling for. And it's just, I don't want to unload about my dad here because I'll be here for hours. But he's not thinking about anybody but himself. And it's just, he's not thinking about the effect he's having on the people around him. It's just what I want, and I don't care what you have to do or what you have to give up to give it to me, kind of a thing. And I'm scared about canceling because I have to take myself apart and really look at my pieces. And I know that I'm not going to like what I see. I'm scared of what I'm going to see. But I have to do it because if I don't take myself apart, I'm going to blow myself apart. And if I blow myself apart, I may not be able to put myself back together. Like Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And, all the villagers couldn't put him back together again. That's kind of what's going on. And if I don't get counseling, I run the risk of irreparably damaging relationships. And I don't want to do that. Because my anger is starting to kind of turn outward onto people that completely do not deserve it. I try to direct it to areas where, it's necessary and energizing, but even then, I'm even harsher than I usually am about things, and that's not right. But I need to tell you something about going into counseling, and I'm talking to you who's watching this right now. You right now. You. Yes, you. Love yourself enough to get help. If you think you need it, you probably do. Love yourself enough to get help. Your mental health is important. It's as important as your physical health. It's like going to the doctor to manage diabetes or to manage a heart problem or to manage blood pressure. It's important. If you go to a doctor, if you're disabled and you go to a doctor to just kind of check up on your disability, if you have a progressive condition and you go to the doctor to check up on it, mental health is the same thing. It's just with mental health, you can't really see it because it's this meat thingy that's inside of your skull sloshing around like jello. That can get sick too. And not just with like tumors or loss of blood flow. Your neurochemicals can get weird and your brain starts to get weird because of it. Now add in autism brain on top of that, and it's really wild. It's wild. But I don't like who I'm turning into, because all the crap that I used to cope when I was a teenager 20 years ago, 20 years and more, they're coming back. And I saw a child psychologist when I was a teenager just to get me through high school without just completely turning into a school shooter, because I would have, if I had access to weapons. But that's not because of autism, it's because of anger. And my anger issues are they're getting bigger than me. And it's not like I can just go Hulk out on everybody. I can't do that. But that's what's happening. Not physically, obviously. I'm not the She-Hulk or anything, but, I feel like I turn into that when I get mad. I turn into Godzilla and everything around me is Tokyo and it's decimated. And while I am completely not sorry for the 2 times that I decimated my dad verbally and just let some of the crap that he put me through come out at him for once, I'm doing it to other people too, and that's not okay. I completely feel no guilt about, calling my dad out on all his crap. But, I yell at my mom, and that's not okay. I snap at my mom, and that's not okay. But she needs help too, but she can't go get it right now. But I need to. And, my psychiatrist says that you have a lot of anger issues and you need to address them. So I'm going to. And if you're having issues, go address them. Don't just let them simmer. Don't assume they'll go away. Don't pretend you can ignore them into going away, because that's not what's going to happen. That is not what will happen. It'll just get bigger and worse and uglier and scarier. And then you lose control, and next thing you know, every relationship that matters to you is going to be just completely ruined. Don't let that happen to you. It's very close to happening to me, but I'm not going to let it. With everything in me that I've got, I'm going to fight to not let that happen to me. But to say I love myself enough to get help, that is a very big thing for me, and it's very emotional for me, because there were times where I hated myself so much that I didn't think I deserved to be cared about by anybody. And those thoughts are coming back. Those intrusive thoughts from 20 years ago are coming back. And I need to deal with them. Because when I'm sitting in my room and I just hear, God, you're just so worthless, and just, why do you even exist? Why are you alive? You're worthless. That's not okay. Self-bullying is a thing, and I do it a lot more because of my anger issues coming back. And it's probably happening to you too. That's why I want you to get help, because I love you and I want you to get help, okay? And I'm going to get help. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be like Clara, and I'm going to face my raven. But I'm going to come out the other side of it alive. Unfortunately, she didn't. But that was Doctor Who. Oh my God. That was hard to say. Get help if you need it. Love yourself enough to get help. Okay? Bye-bye. I love you.